Well, hello everyone. It's finally time to do a full potted garden update. Today is Tuesday, May 10th, 2022. Beautiful day here in Cincinnati, Ohio. I think we're at 82 degrees right now. We'll get a little bit warmer, but it's been a beautiful week so far. And I have two gardens. This is the potted garden, also known as the upper garden. And down below, which I won't be reviewing today, is the lower garden, also known as the in-ground garden. So these are all potted palms and tropicals that I bring in the winter to protect them indoors. And the ones in the lower garden, the in-ground garden, obviously will remain in the ground. But just wanted to go through everything and give everybody a more thorough walkthrough. I haven't done this yet. Just had a quick preview a couple weeks ago when I brought everything out. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. This first set here is I have two hibiscus orange ones here on either end. They've both put out a couple of beautiful flowers so far this year, and more coming on. I actually think it might be a double hibiscus because the flowers are more thorough and kind of more layers to them than a typical hibiscus. So I don't have any open right now that you could see, but actually that one needs to be pulled off. Yeah, I'll probably have this one open in the next couple days, but it's beautiful. You just can't beat the tropical look of hibiscus, no doubt. Those I just recently purchased from a nursery here in town, so I've only had those for a couple weeks, but I do know people that overwinter them. So I will certainly try that this year. In the middle, the tallest palm that I have is a Spindle Palm. And just like the hibiscus, I just bought this. I told myself no more palms to buy this year, but I couldn't control myself. It was just too beautiful, and this thing is gorgeous. In the pot, it stands about 8 feet tall, so so it's probably about 6 feet. It's probably about 6 feet tall. So this is the tallest and palm that I have. So this thing is just beautiful though. So yeah, just beautiful, just gorgeous. Here I have a giant white bird of paradise. This one not doing too good, and neither is this one. This was actually a 4-pack that came from this two, or these two I should say, that I just split up just recently, and tried to single the two of these and double up that one, but not looking good. I don't know what the long-term forecast of this will be. So I'll be keeping a close eye on it, but I had overwintered this. Actually, I didn't overwinter. This 4-pack had always been inside my house for a couple years, and I mistreated it. I didn't do a good job of maintaining it or caring for it, and it looked bad. It looked bad for quite a while. I thought it was bad water, then I thought it was too much water, then too less water. So I wanted to bring it outside and try to actually get some growth on it and improve it. So we'll see. And then here we have a Phoenix Robolini, Pygmy Date. And I've had this one for about 1.5 years, and it's beautiful. It has gotten some sunburn. So yeah, that's actually the worst frond right there. So you can definitely see some sunburn on there, but this has been pretty good. this palm inside has worked pretty good for me. So I've been really pleased with how it's held up inside and outside. So just really impressed by the Phoenix Robolini. Minus a little bit of sunburn, but that's on me for not acclimating them. Moving over here, here's the other two giant white bird of paradises. These doing a lot better. These both have growth on them, so you can see right there a new sphere, or I don't know what you call them on these, maybe just a leaf, but there's another one. So good growth going on these so far. I think I'll see some good success. I've tied all of these up to keep them steady because, man, they're not strong. They're all over the place. So we'll see if I can get some good growth. This one has actually held up pretty good to the sun so far. It still looks really good, whereas this one's got completely sunburned. So we will see. And then here's my biggest mistake of the year so far. I've got an Areca, Dypsis lutescens. It's one of my favorite palms, and this thing has been absolutely fried, and it just keeps getting worse. Unbelievable. I thought it would have acclimated by now. It's been outside for almost 2 weeks, and it just, every day that we have sun, it gets worse. So I guess I should have pulled it in after the first day, but I thought that was going to be enough. But man, this thing's in bad shape, guys, and I feel terrible about it. I'm obviously going to let it keep going. It's got new growth on it, as you can see here, but even that one, well, that one was probably coming out when I pulled it out, or pulled it outside, but there are some new spears going. In fact, there's one right here. There's some other ones in there. It's kind of hard to see with the camera, but it's got new growth on it. So I'm just gonna wait for the new growth to come in and yeah, try to fill out and just let these old brown fronds, you know, go the way of nature. But man, this does not look good, and I feel really bad about this. So huge mistake. You can see in the back, some of these ones back here look good because they're just not in the sun. But even at 39.1 degrees north, guys, you can still get sunburn on palm trees. This one was in complete shade in my house, so it did good inside. A small amount of growth, but it did pretty good, and I was happy with it. But man, it's got burned up bad. And here's the second worst for sunburn. This is a bottle, which is the cousin of the spindle. And another impulse buy a couple years ago. I just wish I had, well, I would say I never wish I bought a palm, but I wish I would have spent my money elsewhere, because this palm, for the size that it is, for the money I paid for it, I wish I would have something that has more to show for it. It only has 4 fronds on it right now, and even down in South Florida, when I was down there recently, I looked at some of the bottles, and even down there they only carry about 6 or 7 fronds at a time. So it's just not a heavy frond palm, and for what I'm trying to accomplish here, it's just not, it just doesn't suit the purpose, and it just doesn't do well inside. It's really nothing about this is good for my purposes. You know, when it looks good, it looks good, but this thing has been absolutely fried to a crisp as well. I mean, this looks like leather. And again, this is all my fault. This has nothing to do with the palm. This is all the gardener, which is me. Still pushing new growth. This one, I think, is actually, this spear here is, I think, is going to struggle. I think it's going to be a little bit brown as well. You can already start to see it. I don't know when those front, or when this opens up, if the leaflets will be brown. Yeah, not looking good. So we'll see the life on this one, if it's still worth to continue on with it. But moving along, Chinese fan palm, Livistona chinensis, and I'm really surprised by this. This is all sunburn. This is all sunburn. That's a common theme you're gonna hear with me. But this one was actually in the sun. Well, I shouldn't say in the sun. This was in a window. I had this up next to a window in my office, and it saw sun. It certainly saw UV, and it looks bad. It looks bad. You can see all the blotches on it, man. This is just, it's a real shame. But I only paid $8 for this, so can't beat it. But it's got plenty of new growth on it. You can see a whole bunch of new spears. 1, 2, 3. I think there's 7 in here. Now this is not how this tree is in the wild. It is not a clumping palm, but for whatever reason, whoever distributes these to big box where I bought it just decided to throw 7 or 8 in there. There's another new one and another new one. So I'm confident that this one's gonna grow back, but it might defoliate, completely defoliate in the interim. So so I've not been impressed with that. Sorry if I'm losing focus here. I don't know exactly what's going on with that. But, yeah, but otherwise indoors over the winter time, that actually did pretty good. So I was kind of sad to see it do bad out here. Trachycarpus fortunei, also known as the windmill palm. This thing does great in every environment that I put it in. Inside dark and dry, outside full sun and heat. And it does great for me. This is the oldest palm I have. I had it for 3 years now. It's put on a ton of growth, and it's just great. It handles everything. So really pleased with this. A little bit of sunburn here, but that's okay. It's really not been bad. But yeah, this is just a great palm that I love very much, especially this one because it's my first palm that I bought, and you know, getting a lot of good growth. We got one spear here and another one down here as well. So really excited about that. Here's a look at the trunk. I do not know what's going on with my focus on my phone, so I apologize. That's kind of a bummer. But yeah, I love the windmill. Moving on, this is not where these are going to be. These are actually going down into my lower garden, my in-ground garden, but I just haven't been able to plant everything yet. And right here we have a needle palm, and I actually just bought that this past or this spring, so that's going to be going into the ground. And then here we have a Sable Miner with 2 fronds on it. One there, and then the new spear here. That is an older specimen. I've got 2 videos talking about why it looks the way it looks, but that's a tough palm right there. And they're going to be planted in the ground down here. This is going to be my all in-ground garden for 2 needles, 2 Sable Miners, and some canna lilies, some calla lilies, and some elephant ears, all cold hardy. So that's what I'll be working on the next couple of weeks. And then over here we've got 4 Majesty Palms, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And Majesties, I mean, everybody sees Majesties when you go to big box. They're everywhere, and they're cheap, but I can see why they do good in such different environments. These were in my basement all winter long, and they did great. And then they come out here into full sun and have done great out here. So I like Majesties because of the pinnate of them, and they're just so pretty. It's just such an awesome tropical look. The only reason I don't like them, honestly, is because everybody has them. And every time you go to big box, you see them, and they're cheap. And anyone that wants to just go and buy a palm tree, at least here in the Midwest, this is what you're going to buy at big box. So that's kind of why I don't like them, is everybody has one. But other than that, these things are beautiful and very gorgeous and lush, and just really, really gives you a great tropical look. And they grow fast. They grow fast too, so Majesties are great. And then here in this planter with a trellis in the back, which is just lattice, which I actually built, designed and built this whole planter box this winter. We've got Mandevilla, and just beautiful, beautiful pink flowers here. Rock trumpet, I think is what they're called. Yeah, so just gorgeous. And we've already got a lot of, the whole idea here is that it climbs up. I do not know what's going on with my focus. The whole idea here is that it climbs up this lattice and, you know, just provides a wall of beautiful foliage. And we've already got 6 or 7 leaders that are climbing up here, all on its own. And I have to help it out along the way, of course, but this is just going to be beautiful here when this gets going. And I just bought these at a local nursery here a couple weeks ago, and just been storing them in my garage until it's time to bring them out. Here we have and this is a fun story on this one, obviously a banana. I think it's an Abyssinian banana. I don't know, I have the tag downstairs, I think. But the fun story on this is I was at a nursery that's definitely one of the cheaper ones here in town. And they retail these for 20 bucks, which is still cheaper than some of the other stores you can go to. And there was 3 of them that were sitting in the back of the, kind of on the property near the you know, the dumpsters, the garbage cans. And they were all kind of messed up. One was completely cut off, one was really bent, this one was just kind of laying sideways. But I inspected it, and I knew there was actually nothing wrong with the plant. Something had just fallen over on it, and it just was sideways. And so I talked to the manager, said, hey, you know, this one's in bad shape, as are the other 2. Would you be willing to offer a discount on it? She said $5. I said, that's great. I bought it. I came at home and potted it up and tied it off on one of these Majesties, and this thing is perfect. So this is going to be great. I've never had one of these red bananas before, but really excited to see what it'll do. Some beautiful color on it. So yeah, really looking forward to that. We've got like a Kiwi Cordyline here. Really, really pretty looking. It's got this nice splash of pink going down the sides of the leaves. Yeah, so that's this garden over here. Really sorry about the focus. I have no idea what's going on here, but and then yeah, but that's it pretty much, guys, for the upper garden, the potted garden, if you will. And just really excited to see what this year holds. Like I said, I'll be doing another shout out or another update video, full update garden video for the lower garden, the in-ground garden, once I get that installed. And thanks everybody for watching, and have a great day. wanted to add this video from down in my backyard. I thought this was a pretty cool look, just being able to see all the palms here from the back side. You know, something you don't see very often in Cincinnati, Ohio. Pretty cool. One small addendum is I have 3 more palms for the potted garden. This is lady palm. There's actually 2 of them growing in here, and I'm slowly acclimating this to being outside. I'm not making the same mistake as I did with the others, so I'm just giving it a little bit of sun here and there throughout the day, and then bring it back into the shade. So hopefully I'll get some good acclimation on this. But yeah, lady palm. And then in here, and again, acclimating these, I'm bringing them out into the sun over here, and then putting them here into the shade. And I do this to try to create a more greenhouse environment, so they can grow faster. And these are 2 Mexican fan palms, so Washingtonia robusta. Pretty proud of these. You can see the other one in here. I got my thermostat going there, but yeah, they both have 2 strap leaves and a 3rd one opening up right now on each of them. Pretty proud of these though. I dug these both out of the ground as a single strap leaf in July of 2021 in Orlando. I was in Orlando for work and just dug them out of the ground, brought them home on a plane in a plastic bag with a little bit of moisture, a wet paper towel, and yeah, transported them up here, and then yeah, potted them up, and pretty proud of these. So from 1 strap leaf to now 3, and they're actually starting to grow a little bit faster. So little project I've been working on, but yeah, Mexican fan palms.